took off running down the mountain, and I'm literally dying, gasping for breath, and exhausted, and it was horrible. But so we get down there, and they have a pulse oximeter which measures your blood oxygen level, and so the guy puts it on Don's finger, and we're supposed to be upper 90s, mid upper 90s, and he puts it on Don's finger, and he looks at it, and he goes, "Oh, well, that's not right." He takes off and he puts it on again, and he goes, "Oh, geez, that's not right." So he puts it on his finger, and he goes, "Oh, F," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh God," he said, because it was working. It's just that Don's oxygen level was so low. So a couple things come into play about fate and luck and all that. So we're in Windy Corner. Infamously nasty place to be. Not a breath of wind. Totally calm, still, amazing. And Don's still alive. That's amazing. And so then they had me go down and help clear a pad for the chopper. So the helicopter, the high altitude helicopter up there is called the Denali Llama, and a jet powered little tiny helicopter. So that very day while we were climbing, Dr. Peter Hackett landed down at base camp with the Nova TV crew. And Dr. Hackett is the world's most renowned expert on high altitude effects and on the human body. And so Don's got the totally calm wind. He's got the helicopter that can land because there is no wind. He's got the world's best doctor right down at base camp with the Nova TV crew
right
down there. And everything just kind of lined up. And so we got him in the chopper. He, they fly away and take him down there. So if you ever watch a Nova episode about the study on the effects of high altitude on the human body, he was the very first person in that film because they were loading him off the helicopter into the tent. So anyhow, took him to Anchorage, and he survived. He was fine. The doctor said he was within an hour of dying, even with the good weather and the ability to get him.
Yeah.
So if we had bad weather, and of course, you're talking 30 below zero and stuff too, he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
So that kind of ended his career with he and I doing anything serious like that.
Right. And that's where you got the name Denali Don.
Denali Don, yeah. So that was kind of scary. It was really scary. When they took him away, I didn't know if he was going to survive or not. So I didn't know for 2 or 3 days. 2 days?
Right.
2 days before I even knew if he survived.
Oh, I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah,
So you had 2 days of wondering if Don's alive or not.
Yeah, and then also dragging in sleds. You have a big backpack, and then you have another 80 pounds of gear in your sled, and so I'm dragging my stuff and Don's stuff.
Oh,
so
man.
It's like, oh my God.
Did you have it all in one sled or two?
In one.
Oh, a set of doubles?
Yeah. So thank God he survived. But then,
yeah, no kid. I didn't know that part of it. I didn't know I didn't know you were collapsing by the time you got up there to the tent.
Oh,
I didn't know any of that.
I mean, I had to push myself to the absolute limit. I guess it's.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah, that fate is a weird thing. This isn't motorcycle related, but it
doesn't need to be.
Another lesson that I learned about fate that always really struck me was we had climbed Mount Rainier, and we came back down to Camp Muir, and so we were tired. But then there was a single ranger there at Camp Muir. He said, "Hey, we got somebody. Let's say maybe Camp Muir, if you're looking at a clock, would be like, let's say maybe 7 o'clock on the clock dial. Well, it depends. If you go north, yeah. So let's say 5, 6 o'clock is Camp Muir, with the 12 o'clock being north." He comes over and he goes, "God, I got a guy that he's in trouble over around the other side of the mountain." and you guys kind of look like you know what you're doing. Can you help him go get this guy? Sure, okay. But we had to cross the Nisqually Glacier in a place where you don't cross the Nisqually Glacier because it's a maze of snow blocks that are all broken in crevasses and everything, and you have to work your way through it. And I went, oh, okay. So he ties in. He actually tied in with another rope of ours, and then I was leading with our rope team, and we got out to the. It was scary. It was so dangerous, and finally I saw. I was very uncomfortable with what he was doing, so I stopped and I said, "Okay." His name was Steve Winslow. I said, "Hey, Steve, you're going to tie in with our rope back here."